what transpired last time. Who
Uh,
wants to take the blame for what you guys did?
I think Dace. I think Dace knows everything. Go for it.
I gotta find my notes. But we're coming up with a team name.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we spent
That's what's in your notes.
That was the important part of last session.
we spent 3 hours coming up with a team name and then decided to wait until you were here. So
Yeah. So we got For Real Friends, the high fives.
I like how this was the most lore-intensive episode. And
It took an hour. Okay, so we interrogated one
Interrogated
of
some,
war.
maybe
Yeah.
tortured.
Okay. We killed someone. Right? No. We knocked him unconscious. And then we set him free. I don't even know what else.
we took
My
full
notes are all
advantage
over
of
the
not
place.
having a moral compass. That's what happened.
Yeah.
We essentially tried to interrogate this guy to be like, where is your bandit camp? He was like a loyal bandit, didn't give up his friends. Threw a couple punches at him. Eventually, at some point, someone was like, maybe we should.
Oh yeah. And then I was on top of him and I squeezed his neck a little too hard.
Yes.
And
Made him bleed.
then Cam tried to.
oh, you brought him back from death, by the way.
Oh yeah, yes, you did, Georgina.
That's
You
all?
brought him back after Cam tried to heal him himself, but then caused even more damage.
So we played as you as if you gave him a berry.
Oh God.
You just
Okay.
mushed it and put it into his mouth.
Yeah. Somebody stripped him down to his undies.
No, I just took his jacket.
His armor.
That's all he had.
That's all he had on.
No, he had clothes underneath. You don't wear studded leather with nothing underneath. Do you know how much that would hurt?
I could tell you.
Yeah. You always have an undershirt.
It's called a tunic. Don't you watch medieval movies?
All right.
I played Zelda.
And then we got to Alderheart. We got to Alderheart.
Right there, we ran into. Like
You skipped over the most important part where we met the flip-flips.
Oh yeah, the flip-flips.
What's the flip-flips again?
It's the circus.
Oh yes.
The flip-flip circus.
Yeah.
They call them flip flips.
Yep.
Well, we called them the flip-flips.
Because I planned so much, but I didn't come up with a name for the circus troupe that they were going to meet on the road, apparently. Now they're the flip flips.
Yeah. So we met with the flip-flips. We went to Alderheart. And then we found
And
an
then we
inn
went to the
stay.
shop.
Oh, yeah, we went to the shop for Eliza's shop where she was getting stuff cleaned up. We're gonna try and help her out establish the market, but we went and found an inn to sleep in. And I think we just kind of like took it easy and crashed for the night. We didn't really
We
do too much.
stayed at the Golden Galleon, which is right down the street from Eliza's shop. But the things you need to know about Alderheart, if you didn't watch the episode, is there's like two different big markets. There's a trunk market, which is essentially like the lower class and the bottom. And then we're up in the canopy, which is the canopy market, which is like the ritzy, fancy gala area that all the rich birds live in. And then in between that is an intricate pulley system through the tree. The tree's still alive though. That's what my notes say.
This is a single tree.
Yeah.
No.
One massive ass tree.
Yeah, all the heart is just like a giant tree in the center of the land.
With 2 levels.
Oh, it's massive.
There's probably more than 2 levels, but this is like the general gist.
Yeah, and there's like little like neighborhoods in the branches as you like reach out.
Did you ever watch Arcane?
Yes.
I picture it like up top and down below. That's up top is like the canopy, down below is like
The trunk.
the trunk market.
Got it.
And to put it in perspective, I think they said that like to get there, we were walking a route, and the route was like miles long.
Okay.
It was like a highway.
Cool.
Like you could see the branches, the outer branches of Alderheart, a day's travel away.
Mhm.
This tree is massive.
And it's just a hollowed tree with the city inside. So like on some level, it's like, how is this thing alive? You know, it's hollow, but like
Well, trees can live with hollow
no,
parts.
but that's like the tension. It's like
Oh, I see.
it's like there's something magical, like, mysterious about it.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we ended up in an inn. I think we passed out. No fights, no nothing. Just a good
Yay.
old time.
Well done, guys. No more fight.
We're 1 for 2.
Excellent recap. But yeah, so you did make your way to Aldehart into the Golden Galleon Inn. And the night was uneventful as you finally were able to get yourself clean from the road and the 3 days travel. And you wake up bright and fresh in the morning in your room at the Golden Galleon Inn. Anything that you would like to do as you smell like just a wafting continental breakfast coming up to your rooms?
Can I assume my character is the first one up and already at the breakfast?
Why not?
Yeah, there we go.
What do you want to eat at the breakfast?
Oh.
Kind of like last night, there is basically anything that you could possibly, like they had a buffet night last night and they just sort of reused all the dishes and like, you know, some of the sausage that they could scavenge and put like a bunch of new stuff on top so that you could, like it's full and beautiful dishes. I mean like a big buffet.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that you reused the food they made last
no,
night.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought we were in the nice area.
The big buffet, like, you know, things full of food. And if you go to a little spot off to the side, there's one wizard who is just sort of like flipping this cast iron contraption upside down, and after a minute he flips it back, and when he kind of like opens this cast iron contraption, you see like freshly made waffles.
He's a flip wizard.
Ooh.
He's a flip.
So whatever you get up. Whatever you want is at this breakfast. What does Dace go for? Being
Oh, everything. That's not even a question. But I will say, I will grab a booth just for my friends, and all of the plates. It has to have all the plates. Talking about like maybe 6-7 a.m. here, right?
I'll get up a little later and like maybe like 15-20 minutes later, I'll come down. I'll grab a couple of flipjacks and then head over to enjoy breakfast with Dace.
Serves flipjacks.
Canon now.
There you go.
And now.
Mrs. Q definitely gets up and waddles down and goes and gets a hot cup of tea and whatever like vegetables that she doesn't necessarily like get to eat very often, or fruit that's like, ooh, I don't get to grow this at home, and she gets like a pile of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. So you definitely find some exotic stuff that you wouldn't normally find in the more like core seeded fruit of meadowfen and marshview. You definitely find more like stone fruit, plums and apricots and peaches and things that are more from the like mountainous valley kind of regions as opposed to what you're used to. And you can have your absolute fill at the Golden Galleon.
I pocket the pits to grow them at home.
Oh my god.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing. You absolutely can. You have a pocket full of pits that should probably be washed.
Okay.
Apoc's going for the mountain fruit as well. Maybe some like, if there's nuts or just like, I don't know, like trail mix type cereal. I don't know. He's not expecting apples because we're so far away, but if he sees one, are there apples there?
There are apples. They're not quite as wide of a range as what you are used to growing up on an orchard, but you can see that the Golden Galleon would likely pay a pretty penny to get them imported this far north.
Just kicking the apples like, oh, not as good as ours.
Yeah.
Jan, you want one of these apples?
Yeah, I can do with one.
All right, I just throw one across at him. Here you go.
Right.
I'll just walk back to the table.
You do definitely find like warm homemade granola that's still kind of like oozy and toffee and syrupy and just super, super yummy. you all gather your breakfasts and nom down, and you can see a couple of like younger looking bird folk, a couple humble folks, sort of in a type of uniform that isn't so much like a vest and shirt as more it's just a very nice kind of frock. A very deep green with some like gold trim around it, who are running sort of back and forth and clearing plates as other patrons are starting to come down and eat and finish and move their plate to the side. They are also, with your keen noses, pouring what you smell and recognize as coffee.
Ooh.
And as a waiter sort of comes to your table with a steaming kind of pitcher, a little like tea towel over their arm, just, would I interest anyone in some coffee today, this morning? Maybe some tea, but I can get somebody else here for tea.
I look over at Mrs. Q.
I would love some.
I think we will have decaf at this table, please.
I imagine this is just putting your hand over Apoc's cup.
No decaf here. This is early. I'm fine. Trust me.
Somebody around with some decaf if you would like as well.
Thank you.
You enjoy your coffee, sir.
Thank you.
And the waiter will run off to get
I
some
like your frock. Your frock?
frock.
I like your frock.
Part of the uniform.
Tell the flock I said so.
I'm only doing this while I'm in grad school.
So what's everybody play?
It's a real good coffee. Like
Yeah.
the best kind of coffee.
Ooh, am I level 4 now?
No.
Damn.
So what's everybody got planned now that we're in Alderheart? What do you guys want to do?
I don't know. We did our duty. We brought her back to her store.
We also
we
need
still
to
need to
warn everyone
guard.
of about the issues in
Ash.
Borough. There we go. And also, Apoc needs to pick up his personalized stationery.
Yes, his parcel.
I do. I have to go find the shop. So I don't know about you guys, but that's where I was headed.
I can go with you if you're going to hit up the shops.
Yeah. You get something else you want to pick up?
There's a few just sundries that I need to, and I'm going to try and sell some of this stuff we took with us that we don't really need.
Right.
I'd like to go to the market, like the food market, to stock up on some things, and my herb pouch is a little thin, and I may need some new clothes because mine have holes in them from geckos.
Yes. Did we ever figure out how we're supposed to go see the? Because it's like the council or something that we're supposed to speak to. Did we ever figure out how we're supposed to get an audience?
So you do remember, and thank God for videos, because I can definitely watch them back again and see what happened. You do remember that when you arrived in Alderheart, you were trying to tell the customs agent how badly you needed to see the council. And this bird folk perch guard was basically saying, you need to go to the magistrate, register your concern, and the council will see you in priority order. So you have an inkling or an idea that the magistrate is who you need to see first. How you get there, kind of didn't ask that much, but seems like everything kind of runs through the magistrate.
Okay. So you said you're running the market? Dace, what are you doing? Or what do you want to do?
I think I might get a shoe shine as I look at my talons, and it's just blood and dirt.
Did you not wash your hands before breakfast?
My feet.
Oh,
It's my
fair enough.
feet. I need, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Of course, you would like to go to the spa.
I just need a shoe shine, not a massage.
How are you, Basil?
Okay, so I have an idea of something I might want to do, but I don't know if I should have run this by you before our session. But apparently,
Of course, I might be prepared for it.
So it's either one of two things. The first thing I think I wanted to do was I wanted to check out. Would I know that there's like a barracks or something for the perch guard within Elderheart?
You were quite young while you were here. I don't know if you paid too much attention, although it might have been something you were interested in. I don't think you would know exactly where it is, but you could, if you asked around enough, find like a barracks or a headquarter. It shouldn't be too hard considering you know that there are perch guard kind of stationed throughout, but I wouldn't say you know exactly where you are.
Okay. The reason why I asked that is because I potentially want to look for an old friend that I have in the perch guard.
Yeah, I mean, easy enough. You can definitely ask around and find, and there may be some facts TBD after the session,
Okay.
Basil. But you can definitely do whatever you want. This is your downtime, so you tell me what you want to do, and we'll go from there.
I think I'll try and look for wherever the perch guard barracks or the headquarters is.
Well, if you're gonna head over to the barracks, we'll be in the market and meet up with us. Meet up with us after.
As Sir Basil's drinking his giant cup
And
of coffee.
I think we're staying here tonight as well. I'm not sure unless things change, but if we don't see you in the market, we'll just meet you back here for supper maybe.
Sounds good.
Oh.
And 4.
It's gonna take all day for Dace to get his feet cleaned.
Yeah.
Do you know how long birds spend like cleaning each individual toe and
No.
their talons and everything? Penguin used to do it like all the time, all day. Plus all their feathers. You gotta preen.
The preen team.
The preen team. A team of one.
Well, if anyone wants to go for a couple's massage, I'm sure we can find a 2-for-1 special in the market.
That's hilarious.
All right, so it sounds like everyone is going to be splitting up for today. So we'll kind of go maybe like one by one, or I guess Basil, Team Market, and Team Spa.
I'd probably just go towards the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Basil and Team Market is what it sounds like.
Well, okay. So I'm first.
Yeah, sure, Basil, if you want to go first. You, as you all kind of eat your breakfast and go to leave, the clerk at the front kind of gives you a wave, another young, on the younger side, maybe first job or in grad school situation, a young Luma female with these very beautiful, bright, iridescent green feathers to have a good day, everyone. I hope that we see you a little bit later as well. Will you be staying with us again? We can definitely start a tab for you.
Let's do that.
Put it under Basil.
Under Basil. Okay, that sounds good. We look forward to you coming back. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day in Asgard.
So cheery.
As you all leave back into the canopy market, you notice that although last night it was very bright, like the inside of the tree itself and the veins of this tree was actually radiating a very soft kind of night light, sort of ethereal glow. It is as though broad daylight is here, high in the afternoon, and you do this high up in the tree here. I'm going to use my favorite word of all time, Cytherism, which is the sound of leaves through trees.
Huh.
Sorry, the sound of wind through the trees. You get this kind of very relaxing, very calming, very zen sound as you start to move about the canopy market, which is almost at the highest level of the tree. Those of you who are going to the market kind of leave Basil as you are on your own in this canopy market. You do see Basil, these more noble looking folk in silks of all colors, very vivid, very bright, very fine detailing along the lapels, along the cuffs. And you do see kind of walking in 2s and 3s, very subtle patrols of the perch guard. Most of them are bird folk, especially being this high up in the tree. You know that if they ever needed to get down to the roots or the trunk very quickly, gliding is probably the way to go. And without the ability to glide, humble folk would have a very hard time this high up in the tree. But you do definitely see the bird folk around and the perch guard around, sorry. I'm assuming you go up to them. Would you like to approach them or?
I'll approach. I'll say, hello there. How goes the watch?
You approach this pair of strig, so the same race that Dace is. One of them looks almost like a barn owl with kind of the elongated face and narrow beak. The other one, they're cute. They have heart-shaped faces. The other one is definitely like a great gray owl, and you can even see the way that your ears poke through your helmet. Even though birds don't have ears, the owls have their little tufts.
Yeah.
See it poking through their helmet as well, and they sort of see and acknowledge your armor. Hello, welcome. What can I help you with?
I'm hoping you can point me in the direction of the Perch Guard barracks. I have an old friend I'd like to say hello to.
Friend, okay. People don't really approach the barracks. Do you know who you're looking for?
An old friend of mine named Ren.
Ren, and you see him kind of think to himself for a second. I think he might have just got off the dawn patrol. The militia headquarters are up there. And he'll kind of gesture up the elevator to one level above the canopy market. There's guard stations throughout, but if you ask for Ren particularly, you might be able to find him before he goes to sleep for the day.
So Basil, realizing kind of like the how quickly he's got to go find Ren, he quickly bows and says, "Thank you, kind sirs. I'll be on my way then." And like as he kind of trots away, he turns around and says, "Thank you again." And then like this little German just runs through the streets to get to the elevator.
Yeah, up the pulley system that make up the elevator at Alderheart, you go one more level higher. And you realize that as you go, there is one kind of blip almost where you can actually see through the leaves and through the boughs this high up in the canopy of Alderheart. And you catch a glimpse of how high up you actually are. And you see just blue sky. You see no sign of the ground from where you are, as though the horizon line is far below you this high up. Cool. And it's just a brief moment of blue before the pulley continues up and comes to a halt at the highest level. The attendant in the elevator is just kind of going to gesture out to you and the other patrons. Council Plaza. Enjoy your stay. There is the council headquarters here, as well as the Perch Guard headquarters, but make sure that your business is swift, as all of the action and excitement is farther down.
So Basil just nods and walks out of the elevator towards the direction that she pointed for the militia headquarters.
It's easy enough to find. I mean, you definitely do notice a very high presence of perch guard here. You can tell that this is like the highest level you could possibly go, and it is kind of like Canada in a way, where you do see this beautiful grand staircase leading up to what you would imagine. It looks almost like a coliseum. You imagine the inside of this as something absolutely stunning, but you do notice that this is the council area. And kind of on the other side of this plaza, the only other, I'm going to put it in quotations, building, because it is sort of carved out of the trunk of the tree and the boughs of the tree itself, is another heavily guarded building. And this is labeled as the the Perch Guard headquarters.
Well, okay.
There are you see a lot of people kind of coming in and out, a lot of bird folk that are currently in there.
Sorry.
It actually squished.
It does squish, it's like super squishy. They're in their armor and in their ceremonial kind of wear, with like their sashes and their sabers and everything. But you also notice some walking out that look more like they are just coming off of a night watch, just coming off of a long shift. They're just in their bare tunics, a little bit of a sword at their hip, a sash to say that they are still perch guard, but they are kind of in like little groups going for either sleep or a drink or coffee this morning. They're off duty. And you're going to have to remind me, because I don't actually know who Ren is. So you're gonna have to give me a little bit of a description, but...
Ren is a Luma who was in the Perch Guard, which when Basil was like still young in the city, kind of built a relationship with. Just like I imagine it was kind of like as Ren was kind of like doing his rounds, Basil would always be just kind of like lingering around, chatting about whatnot, and like just like always trying to like. Oh, it was probably like a relationship where like Ren would always see him as like that annoying kid, but kind of over time like grows a fond relationship with him, and then they would.
Mr. Miyagi thing.
Yeah, just kind of like just like hang out and just chat about life and stuff.
All right, yeah. So definitely a little bit older than you. Not quite the same age as he would have been in the Perch Guard for a better portion, at least a decade, while you were growing up here in Alderheart. And for sake of ease on me, you do see Ren coming out, kind of giving a little stretch and a turn, saying goodbye to his colleagues. He has aged. It has been 20 years since you've been here in Alderheart, and you do see the years on your friend's face. You can start to see around the beak, the feathers that have begun to kind of lose, not gray, but lose their vibrance. What was once very iridescent, kind of like the neck of a hummingbird, is now more of a matted green. The rest of his coloration seeming to be a little on the matted side. And as he kind of just starts to rub sleep from his eyes, he will just kind of adjust his sash and start wandering towards the what now you notice is also a stairwell leading up. Not only is there an elevator that connects these floors, but a carved stairwell just off to the side.
Mm.
Anything you would like to do?
Sir Basil, let's see if we can add some flavor to this. Maybe what he does is he takes his helmet off. He kind of hides it under his cloak, so he just like looks like a regular young German. He kind of like runs up beside Ren and says, kind of tugs at his robe and says, "Excuse me, sir. Spare a coin for." I don't know. Spare a coin for a young German, and kind of like plays it off as he's like this like little young peasant kid trying to like just pester a guard, and hoping that the the Luma just turns and kind of looks at them to like and recognizes, oh my goodness, it's you.
So you are quite short, and Lumas as a race are actually quite tall. So tugging on Ren's, like the bottom of Ren's sash, it's almost like sort of, what was that? And as he kind of looks down and sees you, there's a brief kind of like, a kid this high? What is he doing? And then kind of
big cheeky smile.
Scrutinizes you for a second longer. Can't be. Is that really you? Basil?
Yes, sir. And she gives him a big salute and a big smile.
And I was about to try a deep-throated chuckle, but my voice cannot go that deep, so thank you. He'll do a very like belly laugh kind of chuckle, and he will actually kind of. Do you have a visor on your helmet?
No, I have my helmet off, and it's like.
Oh, okay. In that case, he'll just kind of like ruffle the top of your head, kind of gruffly. You can feel the sharpness of his talons, although it doesn't hurt you. Same as what it was like when you were a young Georgina here.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I was not expecting you. It's been some time.
It has been, but I had to come in and see my old friend.
Well, let's go get a drink then. I think we have some catching.
Basil just kind of like, I guess that he can't really hug him, right? Just it would be like
he'll kneel down at this point to get face to face.
Embrace him. And then he puts on his helmet and they go out for a drink.
Yeah, you can make your way down to the Canopy Market again. Go back to the Golden Galleon if you want, as that's the one you know. You see the same people there. You can sit down for a drink. And is that brie and an apple, I'm assuming? And Ren is going to order kind of a giant cask, flagon, pints, whatever, a big thing of ale.
Pints? They come in pints?
Yes.
I was thinking that exactly.
We just watched that the other day.
We did. And he'll just kind of take a long kind of draft as he again kind of rubs just sleep from his eyes. Where have you been for 20 years?
Many adventures.
I bet. I'll take another big drink.
It's like 9 a.m.
He just got off a night shift. He's going to bed.
Yeah. So Basil kind of asks them how things are going in the city with the watch. Any stories that he'd want to share of things going on in Elderheart?
Oh, and he'll kind of like sort of look around. Things have definitely been tough the past 5 years at least. We've gotten a lot of refugees coming from the outlying villages. It's been quite hard trying to keep order, trying to keep crimes down, especially when you get lower down the trunks. The noble families up here, they just don't know if they quite get it, you see. But so far, we've been able to keep most people fed, especially the refugees. I don't know what's going on outside the city, Basil. Is it as bad as they say? Fires and everything.
So Basil kind of leans in close, kind of whispering to him, I guess over his giant pint. So maybe it's like he's got to kind of move it aside. And he says, and he tells him, I've seen the fires. I'm here on business to report that Ashborough has burned down. On the way here, I've seen creatures on fire and heard stories and seen evidence of terrible things that are happening. I don't know what to make of it all.
You see Ren just like rub his hands through his feathers and I have family in Ashborough. Are you being serious?
I'm afraid so.
So the grove is expanding. Oh, that's why all the refugees are coming. Everyone just said fires, 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 but nobody said why.
Any chance the magistrate could do anything about this?
A magistrate. He's only concerned with lining his own pockets. It's amazing he's in the position he's in. Birch Guard have been taken. I shouldn't even be saying this, Basil. If you want to try and see the council, you have to go through the magistrate. That's just how it is. But you have to play his game if you want your news to be heard.
Intrigued, Sir Basil takes a swig of his pint and says, "What do you mean by game?"
You see Ren now Ren kind of has this air of somebody who's got seniority and superiority without being obnoxious about it, and knowing that if he wanted to, he could likely push his weight around to people who are underlings. However, you do see him kind of, glance over his shoulder and lean in a little closer to you. Basil, if I start giving you this information, you cannot say anything. We are stretched thin as it is, and I have responsibilities as a Perch Guard member here. People rely on me. I cannot lose my position. As much as I might like you and our friendship, you understand that.
Of course.
Magistrate looks back over his shoulder, lowers his voice even more. He's always looking for a way to get himself ahead. He's other than the council. He has authority here. But he still uses that to his advantage. Not sure how much he cares about people, especially those below the trunk market.
Sir Basil kind of says a remark of like, scum. Reminds me so much of. Yeah. I want to think of how I say it. Okay, he'll say, scum. Can't believe bird folk like that are allowed to be in such positions. It reminds me of that fool of a bird, Zogma.
Just remember, not all of us are bad. I'm
Basil,
sure
yeah.
there'll be humble folk who abuse their power just as much as bird folk. It's not a racial trait, as it were.
I love where this accent's going.
It's like flipping back and forth. I'm trying to pin it down, but
Getting like thicker and thicker the more we've gone. So
Doing great. Doing fantastic.
I enjoy it.
Love it. It's awesome.
It's like halfway between maze and I don't know where it's coming from. I'm trying to get a low voice. I have a very high-pitched voice. Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
It's excellent. Don't worry about it.
I take it you're here to see the magistrate.
Wait, was that a question? Sorry.
It was a question statement. I take it you're here to see the magistrate, then it's what he said.
Sir Basil nods yes. He kind of just like holds his pint.
Play the game, Basil. Play the game and you will go far. If you try and be virtuous, this news of Ashborough is going to die here. My reach does not extend that high.
Sir Basil kind of like acknowledging that there's a lot of risk in Ren saying that, telling him all this. He sends out his hand, kind of pats him on his talon, I guess, and says, "Thank you, dear friend. I hope you aren't getting into much trouble here with your position. I'd hate to have to worry about you as well."
I'll be fine. Sort of why I chose this place. It's gone again. There's not too many political interests here. Be careful whatever you're doing. Maybe we can have another drink like this sometime. And you see him kind of I did not eat enough for dinner. You see him kind of visibly sit back and relax from his very hunched position when he was talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear the dog whining?
I can't.
Like, come on, this dog.
Baby girl.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not disturbing me.
Okay. In that case, I think Sir Basil just
There's just a drunk guy in the corner of the bar.
Drunk guy in the corner of the bar. It's like 9 a.m. But I don't know, maybe they're a student too, and they get free drinks here after they work. I don't know.
Second dinner.
I'll say after Ren says that, Sir Basil decides to just change the topic, and they just kind of kick the shit and just catch up all the times. Maybe Sir Basil tells them about their adventures so far and kind of all the battles he's fought, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a grand old time until you're ready to end the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Switching over to Team Market. You
Team Market's
as you
blasting
separate
off
Basil-
again.
Yeah.
See?
As you separate with Basil, I'm assuming that's as you separate from Basil in the middle of the Canopy Market, you know that there are two here. There are the Trunk Market, which was more of a tent, bazaar, B-A-Z-A-A-R, that you can choose from. So either where you are now to start with more of the, as you were kind of walking through last night, you definitely did see big windows with strange baubles and different things around, and the Trunk Market, the brief walkthrough you went through, you saw a lot of more interesting things, more of a barter situation. It's totally up to you where you'd like to start. Alderheart is your oyster. What catches your attention? What are you looking for?
Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll look for a weapon. On a side note, for looking for weapons in D&D, if I'm looking for like a sword, would there be like just a sword, or are there like rarity for swords?
Second one.
Sorry?
The second option.
Oh, there's rarity in shops?
Depending on what you want. If you ask around a little bit, Dace, you can definitely find the name of a smithy located in the trunk market called the Sharpest Knife.
Sharpest knife. Okay.
I have it in my notes to change that, and I did it. So now it's the Sharpest Knife. You can ask around and get its location in the trunk market. It is a smith, a blacksmith, and depending on what you're looking for, if that's where you're headed into the trunk market, they have a variety of weapons and armor, depending on how much you're willing to spend and what it is you are looking for particularly. If it's a magic weapon, if it's a regular weapon.
All right. Yeah. So we're in the middle of the bazaar.
If you wanted to go down to the middle of the bazaar, we'll do kind of one at a time. I guess you can all be in the same place except for Basil. So if there's anything that catches your interest, you're all, for sake of ease, just sort of there. But you approach the Sharpest Knife in this bazaar, and you see, you actually see a very kind of your equal, if not a little bit taller, Dace, a strig male who is only wearing like some very heavy leather pants from the waist down. He's absolutely bare on top, but
flex competition.
Exactly. Yeah. He is your equal. He's huge, and he is at an anvil with some some white hot metal that he is like shaping and starting to pound into something. Might look like a dagger or a short sword, depending on how big you are of a person to wield it. And you see a smaller creature kind of working a big bellows by a massive fire in the middle of a tree, keep in mind. A smaller kind of hedge male with also like bare top with some very heavy leather pants and a very heavy leather set of gloves working the bellows.
Okay.
And as you approach, you can see it's more of a tent with a permanent oven, I guess, is the right way to say it, where the fire is, as well as the anvil and an area for actually hammering and cooling metals. But you see, it's very creepy, hanging from the top, like knives and swords and shields and armor, as well as some finer pieces that you notice kind of tucked away, almost. The best way I can describe is like the mantelpiece above the oven, where it's on some really decorative, a stand where you would lay a sword down. You see a couple interesting, like a dagger, and a javelin that's sort of hung on the walls.
Okay.
But as you kind of approach, you see the strig sort of put out the fire of the blade in this giant vat of oil before he kind of looks over and gives a nod and addresses you.
All right, I'm going to put you through a bro code here, okay?
Wait, me? Like
yeah, I'm going to be talking bro code here, so.
Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can have that beer.
Yeah.
My face is so hot. Okay.
And so I approach the dude, and I'm like, impeccable muscles. What's your max here?
I stopped listening after impeccable muscles. What was the second thing?
And then I just flex. I do a double bicep flex.
Max.
What's your max?
Oh, how many? Okay, I got it.
I love it.
Oh no.
There we go.
I'll translate.
I am in danger. As he, you see this, I should have made this a female. As you put the, you see this Streg, he has these giant pair of pliers where this strip of metal that he was hammering is now dripping in oil, and it is like an onyx black after being completely cooled. He kind of like puts it to the side as he sort of approaches and shrugs off any tension that he had after holding those pliers closed. And he'll just kind of cross his arms in front of you. I don't know how to answer the question.
We're waiting.
Oh, that's actually good. 1300 Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. I just pick up a sword and I'm just like, this is impeccable steel. You must be working out all day. What's your macros?
Broker.
Cool.
I don't know what to say. Sean is laughing and it's making me
I'm
laugh.
not laughing. I'm watching tennis.
Me?
Uh,
You just, yeah. Just say you eat a lot of protein.
I see what you're doing, man. When you can form a sword from nothing but sheer will and strength, maybe you can come back to me and we'll have this conversation. But I like where your head's at.
That's smooth. That's smooth.
Carried well.
Starts flexing a little less, kind of like, oh.
Yeah, you see, like with his arms crossed. I don't know. Can you flex with your arms crossed?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have the muscle mass to do
That
it.
chest out.
I think you can.
Yeah.
Can you?
Dennis Strong. This is the greatest interaction ever. Okay.
I'm actually shopping around for a great axe. Do you have any in stock?
I like your taste in weapons. I have a couple great axes. Are you looking for anything in particular or just your average blade?
Something that's heavy and something that I can swing. And then I gotta give them a little flex. Like,
I don't know what you looked down at, but like
oh, look, my arms are.
It's been leg day for the past 3 weeks.
It's been,
it has been
been
like
like days.
past 3
I'm
weeks.
coming off a post pump from flipping tires and doing triceps all day.
Oh my god. He'll kind of give like a little nod. Birds can't smile. They don't actually have like facial muscles to do so. But you imagine and you kind of hear in like an approval grunt as he kind of reaches over to like a board where he has a lot of heavy weapons hung up. And I'll grab a great axe off of it with one hand and just bang it down onto the stone counter that's in front of you. This is a heavy weapon. Likely supposed to be wielded with 2 hands, but I see you're a man of taste and can probably wield it with 1. You can see that the blade is like if you do the thing, only because we talked about it, you do the thing from Lord of the Rings where you like rub your thumb against it and it cuts your finger because it's so sharp. Freshly sharpened. I finished the blade myself, and my assistant Eve, he'll gesture over to the hedge who was with him, crafted the handle out of the finest wood from the trunk of Alderheart itself. And you see it's this beautiful, absolutely beautiful, it's this beautiful like Damascus steel great axe. Where you can see like the veins kind of going back and forth as the metal was folded in on itself and in on itself and in on itself and then flattened to a perfectly smooth, sharpened edge. The handle itself seems to have been fused completely into the metalwork so that it's almost, oh man, how do I describe it? It's almost like a dovetail, I guess, where it's sort of, you see where the metal and the wood kind of intersect, but it is perfectly smooth. Like it's been sanded down to nothing. And now it looks like these fangs that sort of intersect with one another at the junction between the wood handle and the metal axe.
Okay. Yeah.
And as he kind of like rubs a hand along its blade and down the handle of the axe, I'll kind of pick it up and give it over to you.
Okay. I inspect it and I look down the sword and I'm like, is that dragon string or unicorn heart?
Inspiration, because I like it.
I was almost gonna say like he should do a strength check to see if he can lift it with one arm.
Well, I'm just doing this with the sword, so I'm sure I could.
I feel like he'll be okay. We'll not embarrass Case. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
It goes to lift it with one arm, like. Andrea trying to lift it with one hand.
No.
This is the finest sword I have ever seen. How much?
I'm trying to look it up. Give me a second. He thinks pensively. Sorry, Dennis.
No worries.
He thinks pensively as he kind of kind of looks and examines the Damascus steel itself, and this was an interesting piece to make. I would part with this one for 35 gold pieces.
35.
I'm pretty sure none of us have that.
Yeah, how do I check how much gold I have?
I think it's under your inventory.
Yeah, under your inventory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, sir, I can't help but notice that this blade was forged with a backwards extrusion, which seems a little odd for someone flaunting their skills. I'm just, it's left a little bit of a blemish in the final steel bloom. I'm just wondering if my friend can get maybe a gold or two off the price, just to not mention it.
Your persuasion check.
All right.
I'm going to take you car shopping when I first buy my car.
Now, sir, I might not be the most persuasive, but I can tell you that my observations are noteworthy. That's an 11.
That's an 11.
I will also throw in this sword as a trade-in offer, and I just take off my great axe sword that I've been wielding and lie it on the table.
Great axe.
Sorry. I was reading. Yeah. Wow, great axe. Sword is right underneath it. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna be, yeah.
I was like, great axe sword. I'm keeping that one.
Great axe sword. One end is a great axe, the other is like a long sword. Great axe sword, eh?
One of a kind.
He'll kind of he'll regard you, Camembert, and he'll kind of lean in close, one hand over. He's a big dude. Kind of one hand on the counter itself. Who's to say that blemish isn't my signature of my work?
That's fair, and I appreciate it. I just from one someone acquired in metallic goods to another, an artist, if you will. Just thought I'd mention it.
I'll take my chances with the valuation that this will cost me.
Fair enough.
As for the great axe that you put down, Dace, he'll kind of pick it up, sort of heft it around, hold it up, all with one hand. Your weapon has seen somewhere. You understand that. The blade, the edge, it needs quite some work to make perfect again. But I could melt it down for steel for new weapons, which is likely what I would do. How about this? This is worth about 10 gold used. So I'll give you the new axe for about 25 gold.
Done.
Assuming this is for trade.
Done.
All right. So you trade your old great axe out for this new one. It is not magical, but it looks super cool.
Can you send a picture?
Damascus steel great axe, Sean. You know what Damascus steel looks like, Dennis? Just in case I can't find a picture of a great axe with Damascus steel.
It's pretty fucking cool.
It's real cool.
Oh, so
Yeah,
have
that's
a good
Damascus.
hilt. I know, but the hilt isn't right.
That's fine. Just
Okay.
just
Oh, is it? Oh, Damascus, like those knives, like those
Yeah.
Japanese cutting knives. Oh, that's sick. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
so
thinking
it's
of
like-
like a black onyx.
No. Damascus is like the metal is folded in on itself and in on itself and in on itself until it forms like ribbons.
Mhm.
It's gorgeous kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I definitely used to watch that Discovery Channel show where they were forced to forge a knife and
Forge-
like
Forged in steel or
Forged in
something.
fire.
Forged
Yeah.
in fire.
Yeah, super cool.
Okay, so it's kind of like a claymore type thing.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, like you pick
That's sick.
you pick whatever design you want, but that's kind of it's this gorgeous
No, this is one.
toothed handle Damascus steel. Yeah, more like that, but it's a gorgeous piece,
Mhm.
even though it's not magical.
Does that
Okay.
mean that the stats are exactly the same as this?
Stats are going to be exactly the same. There's nothing super magical about it, other than it's beautiful. You imagine magical weapons are worth a lot more than 30 gold.
So you bought a 30 gold cosmetic.
Oh, great. Just wait for the next expansion. Jeez.
Yeah.
Sir,
I
if
did a
you,
lot of prep work for this. Magical weapons are expensive, so
All right.
sir, if you are truly an artist, and I appreciate the work, it is beautiful, if not unique. I think unique is the word I was looking for. Sorry, my manners. I was just wondering if you could do something, small little job for me. Nothing too major. Someone of your skill could probably bang it out in a couple of minutes, really. But I was looking, and I pull out my pearl. I was looking to kind of embed this into like a ring, just so I could keep it on my person. I was wondering maybe you can take some silver, melt it down, and form it into a ring for me. Would that be doable?
I am more of a weaponsmith, I have to say.
You got the
No,
forge
wait.
right there.
I do have the forge, but I don't have the form for
Okay.
that kind of job. However,
You just lost yourself a customer, and I storm out.
if your friend is wondering, there's a jeweler in the canopy market.
I'll let him know. What's the jeweler's name?
Flip.
Flip shop or something? Is it
It's called the God's Grin.
the God's Grin?
Yes.
Do you got coupons? Do you guys have like a referral program?
Rafaela is the owner. She might be able to help.
What's your name?
Ton.
Ton?
Tawn.
Okay.
Ton.
Nice to meet you. I'm Apoc.
Nice to meet you.
Rafaela?
Rafael.
Okay. Right. At the, what's it called?
The God's Grin.
God's Grin. Rafaela.
Like Gringotts, but backwards.
Yeah, and you're Ton. God's Grin. Guys, you can help me remember that God's Grin?
Got it.
Mhm.
Got it.
I know.
Gotcha. Okay. See you, Ton. I'll go Ton.
Here we go. Okay. Andrea, I will need you to confirm whether this is the sort of thing I can ask this person for, or if I need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Before I start with the group, I will send you a picture of what I was going to ask.
Okay.
I pop back in. By the way, do you buy swords?
Sure. Depends.
So I bring in a sword. How much for this short sword? And it's the.
Sorry, Eric.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, essentially, if it's any of the weapons you've used that are showing a lot of wear, you'll get like, at most half for it.
Yeah, I figured.
So if you're looking to sell just a bunch of weapons, just like take half of the value and add that to your gold because he will buy them.
Okay.
But that's about it. Like it's not going to be. A great axe is worth 30 GP.
Perfect.
That's kind of what it is.
So I'm gonna sell the bandit sword.
Hey, good thing you got 3 of them.
Yeah, just add it.
They're so cool.
Ran out of batteries.
Oh my god.
You broke it.
No, it's silicone.
It's
meant to be
silicone.
Oh, I was like, he did it.
Literally, it's like.
I was going to say, glad you got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's so sick, though.
I only thought of this like within the last 5 minutes, which is why I did not send this to you during the week.
That's okay.
Anything remote, I don't know how feasible any of those things are, but anything like that.
As you describe it out to Ton, he'll kind of even look over at the hedge, Eve, as he introduced him. And they'll just sort of, again, I'm more of a weaponsmith. So items like this, you might have to actually look at a magic shop for, my dear. I would, in this market, there's a shop that might have something more along the lines you're looking for. It's I should have changed his name. It's Sozen's shop, just up the street.
Nice.
It's called Baubles and Boots. Or if you're in the Canopy Market, there is Wandering Coast Treasures. They sometimes have some interesting pieces. There's also, I regret these names. There's also the diagonal alley that you may want to check out. Up in the Canopy Market.
This is the first time you said them out loud.
It's the first time I said them out loud. That you may want to check out for other type of magical items, like what you're describing. But unless you are looking for a dagger or a weapon, I'm unfortunately unable to help.
I appreciate that. I will seek out those places. Am I able to sell something back to you? Or not back to you? Am I able to sell you a weapon that I just don't use?
For sure, yeah. If it's just a standard weapon like a dagger or I don't know, like a mace maybe that you have in your inventory.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like a used weapon, so it's half its value to sell it back. So if the mace is worth 30 GP, you can add 15 GP to your inventory and remove your mace.
Okay.
That's how I'm gonna play it, just for sake of ease here.
Cool.
That goes for anybody, Sean, you too, if you want to sell anything back.
Is it definitely 30 gold pieces, or were you just guessing that? Should I look it up?
So in your inventory, if you actually click on the weapon, there'll be a, cost?
Yeah. Second last row in the description.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. So if the cost is 10 GP, then it's, you add 5 GP and remove it.
Okay.
Just for sake of ease here.
Okay. I will do that.
Is there a post office around here?
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
Sort of right at one of the entry gates, and he'll kind of point over to where you came in last night. You notice there's like a customs post office kind of situation.
Thanks.
No problem.
It's a cool shop you got here.
Been in the family for quite some time. Thank you.
The blades on the ceiling, that's a little bit dangerous.
I
Is those
thought
fun?
about that too, but trying to give that air. YOLO.
What's YOLO?
You know that saying, you only live once? Yeah, that's the air I'm sort of trying to give.
A lot.
Is it working or is it a little too ostentatious? Trying to attract customers.
I don't know what's really hip with kids these days, but if that's what you're going for, maybe they like knives.
Aren't you quite young?
Well, thank you.
Pleasure doing business with you all. Thank you for your patronage.
Mrs. Quillam, like, waddles up and just says, I may not be that young anymore, but I think you did great.
Again, birds can't blush, but if they could, you imagine that Ton would.
Excellent. I would give him a cookie, but the gecko ate all of them, so.
But he was
Yes, I
cute.
need to do well in the market.
Where are we heading next, folks?
I was hoping to sell a couple more things, just like armor and a short bow. If we can just skip through, I can just sell those things off.
So yeah, like you noticed at Ton's shop that there was also armor, like
Okay.
chainmail as well as leather. So yeah, again, that would be, if you have weapons you want to sell, it would be there for half its value.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I
If it's
figured.
been used, arrows, like just take the whole value because like you can only use an arrow once. So I'm assuming they haven't been used, he'll purchase them back. But armor, everything else, just go for it. I trust you guys, whatever you want to get rid of.
Cool.
I would, other than going to the magical item shop to see if I can find the thing that I'm looking for, I'd want to stock up on some baking supplies and some exotic herbs.
So the trunk market, the bazaar is definitely the place to do so. You can find any manner of herbs that you want, as well as some like you've never heard of, like lavender.
Cool.
There's like a very eccentric, there's a very eccentric Apoc behind who's got like a bit of a headscarf with like far too many piercings on her ears and just like selling these kits of spices, anything you could possibly think of. It smells fantastic here. And as you go, she'll be like, so we either do bulk, or if you're more the spirit who just likes to take a chance, we have a kit here for a single gold piece. And this kit has spices from all over Hollywood. Whatever you can imagine, even more. And you can see the kit she's talking about has like 15 different spices in it, a couple meals worth of each. It smells amazing here with all of these herbs and spices.
I would absolutely love one of your kits. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Incredible. So 1 gold piece per kit. I do curate them myself, so you can definitely be assured that everything here is just the most that it can be. I swear, it's wonderful to be able to travel and sell my spices to everyone.
Oh, flamboyant. Let's.
Why, thank you. That's the air I'm going for.
You have succeeded.
Wonderful, wonderful, my dear. You'll have to tell me if you create any recipes that are just wonderful with these spices, because I'm always looking for new ones. I definitely have some in my mind that I'm hoping to try out and haven't quite yet. So please let me know if there's anything that you think is missing or could be added, or a lot of merchants across the sea that can supply me with anything you wish. But here you are, my dear. Please enjoy, and I hope it serves you quite well.
Wonderful. I am so excited to use these with my radishes. and I take the box and I give her a gold piece, and I just, you see, like Miss Quillam's like super giddy.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
Yeah, it smells amazing. It almost looks like when you look at the kit that it's in the shape of almost like a flower, where they're in little square like cubes, but each one has kind of been turned on its side and put around a middle, like a central round container. And it does create this flower effect. And you can tell just from looking at it and smelling it that half of it seems to be, this is going to be wrong, but more like a cooking spice, like a curry or a pepper or a salt or a herb, while the other half seems to be more sweet, like a cinnamon or like a honey powder, for example, a little bit more baking-esque. So I'm going to leave it up to you. Whatever you want these spices to be is what they're going to be.
Okay. I'm gonna have fun with this.
That is your kit of spices.
Okay.
Georgina giggles.
Yeah.
Any other business in the trunk market or otherwise? You did mention
Yeah, I want to head to the post office and customs and see if my package is there.
as you head to customs, you do definitely notice this is just one of the entrances. You came in basically from the west entrance.
Is this the one closest to where, like, Meadowfen? Where were we staying before? Meadowfen.
Meadowfen?
Well, okay, we got the mission from Meadowfen. Yes, Winnowing Reach. Whatever the entrance closest to Winnowing Reach, I would go to.
Yeah, so it is from the west entrance. That's where you came in last night.
Yeah.
That is the west road to Alderheart. You do know Alderheart is like right in the middle.
Yes.
So you go to the west entrance, and there is a very, very busy Vulcan, who again kind of reminds you or resembles like a red panda, but this time she is very flush, very pink, so it's a little hard to tell what color her fur actually is, as there's this blush underneath. That's definitely permeating through and just wiping her brow. She's in a little uniform, more along it's more of a, not neon, but a very, very light green, but some very dark green leaves just kind of on the shoulders. And as she's kind of bustling around, just, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm actually here to pick up a package.
Pick up a package, okay,
Yeah.
great. What name?
Apoc.
Okay, that's with A.
A, and then a P,
Okay.
then an O.
And you see her start to rifle through before she finally picks up a package that looks like it has quite a few. It's quite hefty.
Yeah. Is it like about 100 sheets?
Perhaps.
Yeah, okay.
And she'll kind of hand it over to you and just be like, okay, so it arrived a couple of days ago.
Yeah, sorry I'm a little late. We got held up.
Yeah, that's okay. We were about to send it back, but you made it in time, so thank you.
What do you mean good for me?
Well, we were about to send it back to the center. We can only hold packages. Enjoy.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
You do see it addressed to you from the bookbinder.
Hey, nice.
And while we take a break.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm also here to pick up a package for a Hugh? H-U-G-H? Hugh?
Make a deception.
Yes. A friend of mine. That's a nat one. I'm a huge fan.
Right.
I just step out walking backwards.
Yeah, she'll just, she can't spare you a thought right now. There's too much coming in.
Stupid crit failed.
It is like 8:30, so we can take a break there, and that means I can send you what was in your package.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Cool.
We'll take a breather there, a couple minutes.
You good?
Sounds good.
So picking up right back where we left off, you just got your package full of parchment, personalized monogram stationery.
Yay.
And you are, with the exception of Basil, you're all still in the trunk market. I believe Mrs. Q said she wanted to go and see some of the magic shops. There is one, Baubles and Boops, that you know is here in the trunk market. There's also a couple in the canopy market. Where would you guys like to head? And I will say, just for sake of ease, because that took quite some time, Basil, if you did want to join up with the group, you're more than welcome to as they head towards the magic shops.
So what time of day is it right now?
We can say it's probably getting a little bit closer to noon as you are hopping around and going to these different shops and up and down the elevator of Alderheart. And just keep in mind, this place is huge. Like, we're talking a couple city blocks at least to get from one shop to another. Like, Alderheart is massive across. So it definitely takes time. You are approaching midday-ish.
Okay, sure. I'll say I probably, because Ren needs to get some rest, say farewell to Ren, give him a big embrace. One thing I wanted to do though before I left, so I imagine it's like give a hug and they're walking off, and then maybe like Sir Basil turns around and says, "Actually, one more thing, Ren," and he asks him, he asked them if he's heard much about Zogma, if he's still in the city, and if he is, where might he find him? And that's all he wants to know.
I have to get back into this accent now. Honestly, I haven't heard that name in a while. Rumor has it Zogma left. I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, and he never came back. I think his old house, it's in the Bows neighborhoods. It may have gone, it was up for sale a couple times, and then it just sort of, I think it's vacant now. Honestly, Basil, I'm not too sure. It's been a little too busy to keep track of people like that when you have so many refugees in the trunk. But if you're looking for his house, it's still in the Bows as far as I know.
Cool. Another big embrace. Big heart race.
So many hugs.
Nice.
Is it an old friend?
Old friend. Team Market. Where are you headed next?
Oh, Cam, before we get going anywhere, that guy back there mentioned a jeweler's, the Godsgrim. You said you might be able to find your ring thing there.
Yeah, we can do that later. There's a couple things I want to go pick up. We can figure out kind of what we have left to spend. And then I think Mrs. Q wanted to go hit up a shop, so you can let her do that first.
I might want to go to that shop with her. I got some stuff to sell too.
Okay. Well, you guys go do that, and I'll go run by the things I need.
Mrs. Q looks at him through slitted eyes and says, "Are you going to behave?
No.
Or am I going to have to clean up some mess?"
You won't have to clean up any messes, but I'm definitely not going to behave.
Come on, Mrs. Q, let's go.
Just be discreet, please. And she walks away.
Will do, and I cast invisibility and disappear.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Perfect.
All right. We'll do, okay, Mrs. Q's crew. Where are you going first? And then we'll get to Cam in a second.
Is Dace with us?
Well, I just wanted to sell my dagger, like my equipment, to the weaponsmith, if that was.
Yes. So the way I'm kind of doing that, Dennis, is that whatever you want to sell, it's half its value.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, only because it's used, he's gonna melt it down. So if it says the cost is 10 gold pieces, you can remove the item and add 5 gold pieces to your inventory.
Okay, yeah.
So whatever it is, I trust you, just go for it, and that's
No
just
worries.
for sake of ease. We don't have to roleplay it.
Sounds good then. Yeah, then I'll just join the crew.
Yeah, and that's whatever you want.
Sounds good.
And you were saying that Sir Basil caught up with them?
If you want to, Basil, like I would say, because Ren got off a night shift, your conversation maybe lasted like 2 hours, like maximum.
When
So
he
by this
passed
time you
over
could
the
have caught
table.
up. Yeah. By this time you could have caught up. So you're in the trunk market right now. You know, the canopy market is the upper crust part, but you're in the trunk market, more of this bazaar area, heading to...
Bubbles and boops.
Yeah.
I imagine like that Sir Basil's walking,
Pickles and boots.
he sees Miss Q and Apoc walking, and so he just kind of comes up alongside us and kind of like, kind of like takes her arm, although it's like takes her arm,
Yeah.
and just like, good morning, Mrs. Q, and starts walking with them to do rounds. He's just chipper from after hanging out with Ren.
Aw.
Love it. Love it, love it. So you make your way over to Bubbles and Boots. And it does take a little bit to kind of get to the neighborhood, as again, Alderheart is huge. So even though you're in the trunk district, it's around the inside of a hollow trunk. It's kind of like on the other side, and you pass a menagerie of places on the way before you finally hit Bubbles and Boops, which in itself is a menagerie. If there was an equivalent of like neon signs in D&D in this world, that's what this shop would be. So it's like an arcane kind of glow where they have like, I don't even know, like permanent light spells behind, kind of giving off like a flashing, super bright, piercing to look at.
Is it like the strip of
enhance.
Nevada, like in Vegas?
Never been, but sure. It's a single shop though. And as you approach Bobbles and Boops, you get the very strong feeling that just the feel of this place on approach, you get the sensation that this is more of a pawn shop open to barter and negotiation. And as you walk in, you see a Apoc individual, what you would identify as an Apoc, but a very tall, slender, sort of a long, pointy tail, otter-like individual who is very pristinely sort of dusting around and just making their presence known. They are in this kind of chiffon blue top with a very nice, like, vested, tailored vest and some very puffy pants that kind of like get a little bit tighter around the ankles and some very well-polished boots. And as they kind of turn around to greet you, they're welcome to Bobbles and Boops. My name is Sozen. It's very nice to see you all. How may I help you today?
Heard so much about you. Your friend Ren. No, not Ren. Ton sent us over.
Oh, Ton is such a dear. We go way back, childhood friends. So nice that he remembers little old me in this realm of the trunk market. What are you all looking for today? How may I help you? And at this point, you notice that there is just... Basically, if you remember Cirillo's hut, where every surface was covered with something, every surface is covered with something. Baubles and
Oops.
trinkets and like very kind of not the best kept books, but you do see a couple books here and there, items, lockets, like anything you could think of, jewelry behind a showcase. This place is really cool, you guys. Super cool. And Sozen kind of like leans up against one of the jewelry stands and is just, what are you looking for?
There are 2 things that I'm looking for today.
Great, wonderful. And how may I help you, my dear?
The first is, do you happen to have a second-hand thesaurus?
What?
A thesaurus?
Not first edition, second edition.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit caught off guard, but absolutely. May not be the most pristine thesaurus, as it has definitely been handed down through a couple of generations of one of the older families of Alderheart. But here you are. And I'll kind of take this. It looks like it should have been thicker, but like pages have fallen out, so it looks a little bit thinner. And it is, the binding looks quite nice, even though it's a little bit slim, I guess is the best word for it. And it looks like it's been dusted, well cared for, like the leather has been oiled and everything, and the pages you aren't afraid to flip through. It's a functional thesaurus. For what you're looking for.
Excellent. How much is this?
Well, that's the best part of Baubles and Boots, is that things do have a price, but they're always open to negotiations. So if this is the only thing you're looking for, my dear, I could part with it for, say, 3 silver. But if you're looking for other things, then perhaps there's more like a package deal.
I'm open to a package deal. The other thing I'm looking for definitely has nothing to do with a thesaurus.
Right.
Would she have the thing that I want?
I have to look at it again. Give me 1 second. I'm not sure if Baubles and Boots has this.
Anything that's like in that realm of thing is I just sort of like did a search.
Oh. I absolutely missed your first picture.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was just the second one you sent. As you kind of describe this, you can see this otter Sozen getting like more and more excited, like, I have exactly what you're looking for, my dear. It would look so nice with your apron, I imagine. And there's a couple other things that you might be interested in, but absolutely. And he kind of like goes over to this very old looking trunk that has been opened with a couple shelves that have been inlaid in it. So it's more of a display than a functional trunk. And he will pull off the first image, this wrought iron pan, completely one molded set. That he actually does sort of a flip with and catches the handle again. I think this is what you're looking for. It's very light considering its design, and he'll hand it over to you. This is indeed a pan of perfection. So anything that you cook is going to turn out perfect each time. Even though I'm sure a lovely lady such as yourself would have absolutely no problem cooking things perfectly.
You just hear Apoc laugh.
Now, this lovely little trinket is scrolls to page. Now, this lovely little trinket is normally around 30 gold pieces that I would charge for. However, again, package deal, depending on everything that you're looking for. We can perhaps do a little bit better should your friends be interested in anything they see. So this is like 30 gold pieces right now for the pan and 2 silver pieces for the thesaurus, essentially, is what he's saying.
Got any boots? Hiking boots? Hunting boots? Boots?
I can't say I have any boots as of right now. You might be better off going to maybe a tailor.
But, like, magic boots.
Oh, well, I am more of a purveyor of oddities and items found. If you're looking for something specifically magical, I would suggest you head up to the Canopy Market for either the Wandering Coast Treasures or the Diagonal Alley, which you're looking for.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, you now need cowboy boots.
Just pretend that that's an otter, and that's pretty dead on to Sozen.
I can't get over this. Yes, anyway, sorry.
Is there anything else you're looking for?
No.
Are you sure, my dear? We have some lovely things. Perhaps you would be a little bit interested. I see you have a bow and arrow on you. Perhaps you would be a little more interested in something like this. And he pulls out a little rubber duck.
Yeah?
This is quite the trinket.
It's a duck. I want to shoot a duck.
Well, you don't shoot at it. The thing with this little guy, as I was unfortunate or fortunate enough to find out, depending on how you look at it, this little guy might actually give you a little heads up if something is coming your way, and a little bit more of an edge for ducking, as it were, in a ranged attack.
That's a good chuckle.
If you don't believe me, I'm more than happy to have one of your friends maybe shoot something at you while you hold the duck, and you can see how it works.
But I'm the one that does the shooting. Can I shoot at one of them?
Sure. I'm more than happy to have that in my shop. Just make sure you're not around any of the wares. There's a wall over here that's bare.
Guys, she wants me to shoot one of you.
Sozen is a dude.
Oh, he wants me to shoot one of you.
Sebastian's like, ears up. What?
Yeah.
You little knight, you look quite brave. How about you hold this little duck and go stand over there and your friend will shoot an arrow at you?
Are you okay with this?
Sir Basil's just like so like shocked, just like looks at Sozen, then looks at Mrs.
I hand my shield to you.
Just go ahead and trust it. Trust the rubber duck, my
the duck, and it was just like, this is happening. This walks over the side.
I promise your friend will not be hurt. Go ahead and shoot.
Okay, I mean, I've had a lot of coffee this morning, so my aim's not...
That's fine. Go
Why
ahead.
is it just kind of like poking over the shield, holding the duck?
As you shoot, I'm not going to make you roll just so like we can get an idea here, but as you let loose the arrow, Apoc, Basil, you're holding this duck, feeling ridiculous. And as you're holding it, and see this arrow coming, you kind of hear in the back of your mind, duck! And you instinctively duck out of the way as Apoc's arrow swings into the wall right
I shoot another one at him.
Just keep firing.
You hit the shield.
I shoot another one.
You hit the shield.
Okay. Damn, it's a good duck.
So Basil just like pokes his out. What was that?
You just can't get hit by anything?
Well, more like a limited time that you have a little bit of a heads up when something becomes flying at your head.
I shoot at him again.
You shoot him again?
Yeah.
Now make an attack roll.
Let's see how good this thing works. I think it's a 17.
So 17 at your AC, Basil?
13.
13.
I mean, with my shield, it would probably be 15, but it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. Give me a second. Let me remember what this item does. Scroll through Pinterest. This is a great item. Sorry guys, give me a second here. Yeah, you hit Basil
That's
with
nine,
your arrow.
That's 9 points of damage.
Oh my god.
I thought you said that would protect him.
Like I said, it's a limited time. So like a once per day kind of situation.
What use is that?
Well, if an arrow is going to split your skull in half and the duck gives you a little bit of a heads up, I feel like that's a pretty good use, wouldn't you say?
But does it only work if it's going to hit me or if it's just like any arrow?
Well, it definitely has to be on track to hit you in order for the duck to work.
All right. Basil, you okay?
So Basil just gets up, walks over, and just shoves the arrow back at him.
Thanks.
Just drops the duck back on the counter.
How much is this duck?
So this duck, I can... Again, it saved my life once, so I feel like it belongs to me a little bit, but at the same time, I can see that you're probably going to need it more than me. I could let this duck go for 12 gold pieces.
Not bad. I don't have that, though.
Well, if you are about to start a tab, maybe I could keep track and give you a little bit of a deal on it later.
Anybody else want this duck?
I've
only
got-
got 6 gold.
I've got 12 gold I can loan you.
I'm not attached to it, though.
The fact that Sir Basil almost died.
Do you want it, Basil? You might need this.
He's just like, stupid duck.
I'm pretty, agile. I don't get hit by many arrows anyways.
I'm not suggesting that you have to purchase this. More just saying if it's of interest, we can put it aside, but I have quite a few things that you might find interesting. Here. Maybe I have something a little more sweet.
What about for them? I don't know if I'm going to get anything.
Oh, that's fine. Who else is here? Cam, are you here or not? You said
No,
you...
I was
Everybody
hoping,
but Cam.
I was hoping to go basically replace my thieves' tools, refill my forgery kit, and collect my painting supplies, build those back up. So that's what I was going to go do first.
Got it. Okay. Thieves' tools you can get from the smithy, and they would be the cost of thieves' tools.
Yeah. I figured I was just going to pay the normal cost. I'm not going to barter with them. Just
Yeah. Paint, I mean, you 1 gold worth of paint is going to get you a lot of paint. So go for it, whatever color you want. What was the other thing you wanted? Sorry.
and just refill my the supplies for my forgery kit.
Yeah, again, you can get that at the same, there's a papery that you can go to get all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
And I got something else, but I'll let you guys finish up that.
Mm-hmm.
Is Dace still having his pedicure somewhere?
Oh, you're muted.
I think you're muted, Dennis.
Sorry. No, I joined you guys. I'm just a broke ass bird right now.
Okay.
After he bought his fancy.
Yeah.
I just bought a cosmetic.
Well, if you're interested, I mean, it seems like you are maybe a little bit strapped for cash. I definitely have quite a few other things here, but something that might be a little more your speed.
Free?
Well, I have to make a living too, Mr. Strigg. But I will say that if you are ever in the market, I do have some rarer items. For example, I do have this ring right here, and I'll kind of hand it around. It's this beautiful silver ring with a kind of opalescent gem. Now this, although it may look like a ring of invisibility, is a little more unpredictable. And if you ever have 100 gold pieces that you're willing to spend on something like this, I can say that it is a joyous time, as it will grant you invisibility, but maybe not quite as you expect. Or if that's not quite your speed, we do have something a little more of a joke. And he'll pull out what looks like a can of beans. This, although it may look unassuming like some rations in your bag, is a battering ram in a can. And for a limited time, you can point this at any solid object, and I have a little bit extra oomph to open a doorway that maybe wasn't there before.
That's pretty good.
He'll put it to the side. Or maybe this little ring here.
You piqued all of our interest in that, but
Wonderful. I have to say it is quite the object. I will admit that it was my nephew who actually found this one. He's a little more into the prankster illusion magics, and this is definitely something that falls into that.
Wait, is it an illusion?
Oh no, it's very real, as if you get hit with it, it hurts quite a bit.
Basil.
Oh.
Okay, maybe next time.
But it is here. It is a 10 gold piece cost for this one here. But if that's not quite your speed, I also have this fancy little item. And from behind the jewelry counter, he'll pull out a gold monocle. This is what's called a portable peephole, where essentially you could throw it on any solid object, and it will grant you a small window into whatever is behind the object wall. Whether it be a chest, whether it be a wall or a door, whatever you prefer.
Dang, that's pretty
That's
cool.
pretty good too.
And this fancy little item goes for 50 gold pieces here in my shop.
Show me
Now, like
more.
You know what, Dennis? I figured 8 items is probably good enough. And like I said, my shop isn't going anywhere, and you are all just so fascinating that if you ever wanted to come back, I'm sure these items and more might be there, but choice is up to you.
I mean, I know he's not here, but I think Cam might actually like that peephole. No? Okay, maybe something's telling me Cam wouldn't like that peephole. Maybe it's 6 cents.
Does maybe Basil goes up and kind of holds tries to pick up the can of beans, careful not to point it at himself, and asks, does that mean you can only shoot it off once?
Oh, no. The battering ram in a cannon. It does take a little bit of tinkering, but you can kind of reset it once a day so that it can kind of help you the next day. But be careful. I have had a little bit of an injury, and he'll kind of hold up his pinky finger, and you can see a very long scar. I had a little bit of a misfire when I tried to reset it one night, and then it was a little bit obsolete for a day or two, but I was able to reset it. It works very well. I don't want you to try it in here, but I could definitely get a piece of wood maybe, and you could try and shoot it at it if you're unconvinced, but...
So it's pre-owned.
Well, everything here is pre-owned. It's treasures that I found.
How far does it extend?
Well, I mean, you do have to be close enough to the door that it would open. It's more just gives you an extra little oomph when trying to open maybe a door you shouldn't. In other words, you have to be within 5 feet of that kind of situation. It's not like you can 20 feet away.
Yeah, seriously. The possibilities.
Okay, we'll work on making that happen.
Do you have a layaway option?
Well, I could. That's very interesting. I never thought of that before. You're so smart, my dear. If you are planning to return in the next couple days, maybe I could just put it aside for you, as it is a one-of item. Quite a few of my wares, in fact, all of them, are these one-of items, unique from around Everton. I have to say that if somebody else comes looking for it, though, maybe a couple days from now, I will have to sell it. I have to make a living as well. But for a couple days, I could put it on hold.
Excellent.
Is that what you would like to go for then? The battering ram in a can just on holds behind my counter?
That's only 10 gold?
The battering ram is 10 gold.
Not bad. Do you have any fire resistant stuff? Anything that'll protect us from heat? Like a ring, necklace, tunic,
Well,
boots.
I do.
Boots?
I'm sorry, my dear Apoc. I don't quite have.
Apoc.
What is your name?
Apoc.
Apoc, so nice to meet you. I don't have boots in stock right now. I mean, a lot of used boots don't look very nice. I do have a ring here, but you're a little bit strapped for cash. I don't know if I want to show it to you just in case you fall in love with
Well, we
it.
might be able to trade.
Well, the ring itself, and he'll kind of like gesture on top of a jewelry case to, you see a gold ring with an absolutely gorgeous like garnet right in the middle. The ring of fire resistance that I have here is 3,000 gold pieces.
Oof.
I feel like that might be a little bit out of your range
I
right
got
now.
a potion of water breathing. Would that trade? It's pretty rare. It's one of a kind.
I happen to be quite good friends with the potion maker in the Canopy Market, and I will say that she normally makes potions of water breathing.
That's not like, some of it's just bath water, right?
Okay, well, how about this? You can go make a persuasion check.
All right. 15. Oh, bad.
Not bad. If you go to my friend in the Canopy Market at the Diagonal Alley,
Okay.
and if she appraises it at 2,000 gold pieces, then maybe we can look at a trade.
Oh, okay. All right, that sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, what's your name?
Flip. Tabitha.
Tabitha. Okay. Sounds good. Tabitha, Diagonal Alley.
Yes, that's her.
Okay, and she's gonna appraise this 2,000 gold.
If she
Okay.
appraises it.
All
at
right. No,
2,000 gold.
I have a good feeling she might.
Sorry, Sean. 3,000 was the ring of fire resistance.
Okay. Great. All right. Praise for 3,000 gold pieces for that ring. All right. No, I just writing this down in my new stationery.
Yeah, that's okay. That stationery is quite lovely, actually. It's wonderful.
It's a limited edition.
Of course it is. It looks wonderful, my dear.
Okay.
All right, so from what I have right now, it's 30 gold pieces for the Pan of Perfection for you, my lovely dear, and 2 silver pieces for the thesaurus as well. Does that sound fair?
Sir Basil kind of speaks up and says, after nearly losing my head in your shop, I feel like 30 gold pieces is a high ask. You surely can get a better deal than that. And then you can see that he's just like rubbing his forehead and is like, I almost died just now. Are you kidding me? Like, what kind of shop is this?
You make a very good point, and go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, Basil.
Okay. 19.
You do make a very good point, even though it was your friend technically who shot that arrow at you.
I request.
It's well, I needed to show off my wares. You understand, from a business perspective. But you do make a very good point. Bad publicity is still bad publicity. My dear, how about this? I'll put the battering ram in a can on layaway for you for the next couple days with a slight promise that you'll come back for it. And for right now, for the Pan of Perfection as well as for the thesaurus, perhaps we can make a little bit of an arrangement at, say, 22 gold pieces total for everything. Mrs. Q.
Someone's gonna have to spot me.
Do you think maybe the 22 gold pieces are good enough deal?
I got 20 I can lend you.
Oh, I don't need that much.
How much do you need?
I have 17.5 gold.
I mean,
But how much do you need?
If it's 22, is it 22 for the 2 items, not including the battering ram, or are you including the battering ram?
No, 22 for the 2 items, but the battering ram is a promise to you in the future.
Got it. Then I need math. 4.5 gold pieces.
do we think that's a good enough deal?
Yeah, that's pretty
What
good.
if I lend you the 15? I'll give you the 15 and then you get the battering ram all at the same time.
So that would be like 32 gold pieces total with the battering ram and a cannon.
We want the battering ram?
That's pretty cool.
I think everybody wanted the battering ram.
Okay. We'll just buy it all outright right now.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh, so wonderful. It's so wonderful doing business with you all. You'll have to tell me if you have any stories with this battering ram in a can. Like I said, I got it from my nephew who used it multiple times to get like sweets and cookies from the kitchen. His mother was not too pleased, but I will say that there are better uses for
I
it.
can't think of many like cabinet doors in the kitchen that swing forward.
My nephew was quite young, unfortunately, but and you'll see Sozen like packaging it up, and so that is 32 gold pieces. Whoever is splitting whatever way, I trust you guys.
All
He
right.
packages it up in this like very ostentatious like pink and green tissue paper and puts it in like a little baggie with a ribbon. Thank you so much for your patronage here at Bubbles and Boops. I hope to see you all soon. You have been a delight. An
Oh,
absolute delight.
We'll see you soon. I'm gonna go get this appraised and we'll be back.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. All right. Camembert, you wanted to do something else?
Yeah, a couple things. I think first things first is I'm gonna go see if I can find, if not Pip, but someone that might know of Pip's whereabouts. Maybe some people that I knew from like the last time I was here, trying to track them down.
Great. So, let me just get to my notes here. All right, so as you kind of start wandering and trying to find, you know that Pip lived, in the neighborhood kind of known as the Bright Hollows, which is actually a section lower than the Trunk Market, but it doesn't look as, I don't know what the right word is. It doesn't look as cramped as the Trunk Market does. The Bright Hollows is still a fairly well-kept neighborhood. It's called the Bright Hollows because a lot of homes are built into the outer rim, leaving the middle portion of the trunk more open for a plaza and a park and green space and living space. And because they're built into the trunk, there are natural skylights that brighten up all of the homes in the Bright Hollows. So it's quite lovely, quite beautiful, and just a very wonderful natural sunlit feel. And as you kind of start walking around these old haunts of yours, trying to find a friend or someone who you recognize from your time, you are able to find kind of like the local the local cafe that everybody is a regular at. Just a small like hole in the trunk area, and as you sort of walk in, you recognize like one of the baristas behind the counter as they're kind of like making their specialty coffees, where They're adding little chocolate shavings on top and everything like that. And as you walk in and lock eyes with this barista, kind of like Basil's experience with Ren, their face just lights up, recognizing you after so long being away from Alderheart, and just give you a very hearty wave. What are their names and what do they look like?
Well, I think the barista would be. I'm gonna go with Arwen. Arwen, and I'm gonna say they are Vulpin. Very like the Vulpin being very charismatic, very welcoming to everybody. Like just charms everybody into leaving big tips. Kind of personality. Probably not the best at making coffee, but more than makes it up with the experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say it's like the like a snow fox Vulpin. And hey, it's been a while. You still make those oh wait, I'm not supposed to have coffee anymore. Do you have like a decaf, like a low fat chai mocha?
Camembert, for you, we have anything you want. Is that still with the extra chocolate shavings on top, or is that?
Oh, of course. I'm off caffeine, not sugar here.
Perfect. All right. I see. I remember it, and I knew it.
Yeah. By the way, have you not to, pleasantries aside, have you seen Pip around anywhere?
Wow. It has been some time since. Are you still into her, Camembert?
A little. Well, it's just been a while. I just figured I'd touch base since I haven't been in town in a while, and maybe try and say hi. And I am just like completely red.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sorry to say, Cam, but I honestly haven't seen Pip in 5 odd years or so. She used to come here like every other day.
Yeah. So you're saying she's not in town?
Not that I've seen, unless she just stopped coming, but
okay. All right,
that doesn't really sound like her.
Interesting. Okay, well, do you mind if I maybe grab a table? I'll grab the coffee and we can, I'll settle up. Maybe I might get more than just one. I got some work to do that I want to maybe grab a back table if you don't mind.
Wonderful. Yes, it would be so nice to catch up.
Yeah, we can catch up.
It's been some time.
So don't worry. We'll take care of the customers and then come chat with me when you have a second.
I'm off in 5, so just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right there.
Take 15 or 20. I got something to do. And I grab my chai mocha and
there's like far too many chocolate shavings on top, like far
decaf chai mocha. And
that sounds awful. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna it's great. And I go to a corner that's got like privacy, and I can kind of block the rest of the cafe off. And I'm going to start forging the IOU from the magistrate to make a duplicate.
Look.
Given that I have the forgery tools, the expertise or the proficiency with them, and I would like to make a duplicate of the forged of the IOU, but maybe I'll add a 0 to the end of the amount listed on the forged version.
All right, so it is sealed with a wax stamp. As you remember, that's how it was handed to you by the scribe.
Yep, and I'm going to make a duplicate of the wax seal. I'm going to expertly remove it, keeping the seal intact and being able to duplicate said seal, which are the contents of the forgery kit. Yep. So I can multiply these as much as I want.
All right. So as you go and open this, open up the seal and look at the beautiful handwriting of the scribe of Winnowing Reach, and you start reading it, your jaw kind of just like drops a little bit as you read, man, I was hoping to get this in a jewelry store. As you read, I, the scribe of Winnowing Reach, thank you so much, the owner of your fine establishment, for taking the time to speak with this young messenger. Please give him my thanks for passing the message along, and I do hope to continue our business as usual in the future.
Perfect. Now, I will duplicate that writing to write the message that the the bearer of this is entitled to, and basically the equivalent of an IOU that will be paid by the magistrate of Winnowing Reach in the sum of 500 gold pieces.
All right. So to do the forgery, sorry?
I was saying, I love this.
Yeah, I know. See, this is the thing. I thought I was going to get Eric, but Eric got me in the end. I believe it is a dexterity check. Are you proficient with forgery kits?
Yep.
So with your proficiency.
It's 15.
15. Your first go at it with parchment and the writing and everything, it takes some time for you to get used to the very loopy calligraphy of this scribe. It's a little bit rough, like it could pass, but if they looked a little too hard, there might be some questions. The wax seal proved a little bit difficult, though. You may have to kind of scratch that off and try again. It's a little bit out of your reach.
Yeah, I'll keep working on it until it's perfect.
All right. With enough time, like, I'll say with a roll of 15, you have a couple duds, like, that just do not work. So your kit, you kind of lose a third of your kit to that.
Okay.
But you're able to create some significant good replicas.
Perfect.
See, I had that plan to get you back for the collar from the first campaign that I was in, the Maiden Waterdeep collar. I'll think of something else.
I hope you do. I look forward to the cat and mouse.
You know a DM is out to get you when.
For those playing the home game in our other campaign, I may or may not have had an NPC slap a collar onto Andrea, and it basically said, if you try to take this off, it will blow up and you will get killed. And then, so she had it the entire time because she was worried about taking it off because it was magically sealed. And then at the end of the campaign, it was revealed that it was like made in Taiwan, like fake. And she could have taken it off at any time. This big bulky thing. So it was fun.
It was amazing, and yeah, there will be inspiration taken from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have your replicas for sure.
Cool. After catching up with Arwen, I'm going to cash that in if I can.
All right. So the jeweler is up in the Canopy Market.
Okay.
And you think of the nicest jewelry store you've ever been to. That's what it is. It's got like the crystal chandelier in the middle. It's very ritzy. It's very like the most beautiful thing that you could ever imagine walking into, and you kind of shuffle in with your arm full of forged scrolls. Kidding. And you meet, so I have to go back to.
Is the name Tiffany?
No, it's Rafaela. You already know it.
Okay, yeah, we know Rafaela.
You see just want to remember who she is. So this is the Gottsgrin, the jewelers, and you see the owner of this establishment, Rafaela, a female raptor, very, very tawny feathers, not quite as she kind of stands up, you do see like a gem-encrusted cane to help her move around. She's wearing this very fine pale blue robe with some very fine silver threading around the collar around her cuffs. And as she sees you walk in, she will kind of work her way over to the front counter where there is a bunch of jewels behind a very thick looking piece of glass. And just, Hello, my dear.
Hello.
What's this?
It's a note from the magistrate of Winnowing Reach. I am an envoy, and I am presenting this as payment or expected payment from a magistrate of these lands in exchange for your goods and wares.
Hey, very well connected you are, aren't you?
Yep.
She'll open it. What does it say? What are you asking for here?
The bearer of this this note, so the bearer of this note is entitled to the beneficiary of the magistrate in the sum of 500 gold pieces in exchange for wares and services bequeathed by your establishment. The seal and bonding of this letter can be presented for repayment either through the magistrate of Winnowing Reach itself or through the magistrate of Alderheart in exchange through our normal lines of exchange of funds.
And Eric's been hanging out with lawyers too.
Yeah, way too much. All right, well.
I don't know what it says, but apparently you can give me something for 500 gold pieces.
Well, how astute of you. That's exactly what it says here. Can't say I've had any dealings with the magistrate of Winnowing Reach, but...
No, I think he said it was just for anybody in town. I could go to the other shop next door if you're not interested in, appeasing one of the great lords of the land.
Well, if you're going to throw that into the mix...
Sorry, my tone's a little off. I'm not really good at this, talking to shopkeepers.
Yes, I can tell. So, did they give a timeline for this repayment?
For what they told me was you can turn it in whenever, immediately whenever. So it's good upon delivery.
So if I understand what's written here, right, I'm supposed to go to Winnowing Reach to get repaid?
Or you can go to the magistrate here in town to get repaid. And then the magistrate will repay this one.
All right. Well, I'll just have to notify this on the receipt as well. What is it you're looking for, my dear?
Anything really. I just figured might as well use it while I had it.
Right. Okay. So you are in my shop looking for something that you're not quite sure of?
Something pretty.
Is it for a lovely lady, might I ask?
Maybe.
Right. Well, we have a trove of...
Actually, I'm looking to put this pearl into a... No, second thought, I'll save that for something else. Yeah, if you just have a gold band or a fun little ring, something that's worth that amount, that'd be great.
Well, just a gold band to mount the pearl into?
Yeah, I got a what's that guy's name at the sharpest knife? He said if I brought the band, he can forge it up for me. So we're good there.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have gemologists here at the shop that can inlay a ring for you if you want to pick a band. We have bands anywhere from 300 gold to 5,000 gold, depending on what you're looking for in the interest.
I don't want to overstep the IOU or the reconciliatory note.
Probably for the best.
So just a 500 gold band would be perfect.
All right. Well, are you a little bit more flashy? We have this one here with this beautiful filigree, and she'll kind of show you a couple different ones.
Sure.
Any around 500 gold, it's a little more simple, but got a couple leaves etched into it with just the mounting for...
Yeah, I'll take that one. I like that one a lot. I'll take that one.
All right, perfect. Well, if you leave it here with our gemologist, it is going to take about a day to get the pearl inlaid into...
Oh, no, I'll take care of the pearl myself.
All right, so you just want the band?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, I'm going to write up a little bit of a receipt here. I will just need your signature or your imprint or something like that so that I can get reimbursed for this. You understand it's just a necessity.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right. So she'll prepare the paperwork, and as she hands it over to you to sign your name, do you sign your name?
I put down Camembert apple cart.
Okay. I feel like this should be a roll, but I don't know what.
Deception.
Yeah, go ahead and make a deception check.
That's
22.
Whoa.
He has them apple cotton jeans.
Get out of here. All right, as you sign, it's like perfect, seamless, as though you've signed your name, Camembert apple cart, for your whole life.
Love it.
And she'll take it back with the forged note. All right, Mr. Applecart, that's perfect. Thank you so much for your patronage. And she'll hand you like the little Pandora box with the ribbon of your band.
So pretty.
Roll it up. Do come back anytime.
Lovely.
Preferably with gold next time.
Okay, will do. I immediately leave the shop and go pawn it. And collect the gold to collect the if I can find the things on my list.
Oh my god.
All right.
Jesus.
And then return to the group.
Yeah, if you're gonna go pawn it, I mean, you meet Sozen, because that's kind of the only pawn shop in the trunk market. Actually in Alderheart. You meet Sozen, he's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, quite the band. It looks pristine as though it has never been worn. You do take care of your gold.
Absolutely.
And you can get the 500 gold back for it, as that is what Sozen will appraise it as. And you can find those things on your list as they are knick-knack enough. Sozen will have it in his shop.
Cool. All right. And then I'll return to the group with a bag full of goodies.
Oh my god.
All right. So unless the rest of you want to do anything else, you can all meet up with Camembert. But is there anything else you wanted to do?
I want to go see Tabitha.
Tabitha?
Get my thing appraised.
All right. For the purposes of this, we'll say like Camembert saw you guys get into the elevator and like ran up the stairs to meet you at the Canopy Market as you got off the elevator in the Canopy Market, and is just out of breath as he gets up there. But you are all one group heading towards Tabitha's.
Yay.
Hey guys.
Hey. Where are you running from?
Oh no, just figured I saw you guys. I figured catch up to you guys. It's a really, really big tree.
Okay.
Where are you guys heading to?
You know, potion shop, potion vendor.
All right,
Actually,
lead on.
Yeah. Let's go. I think it's up in the canopy. It's in a diagonal alley. We gotta find a diagonal alley.
And sure enough, you see off of the main thoroughfare, the Canopy Market. There are shops around the outside. You know, Eliza's shop is one of those that's kind of inlaid to the trunk of the tree itself. And there is a circular road that kind of encompasses a middle portion where it's been hollowed out and you see the mid portion of the trunk continuing up. But again, this thing is huge. So even though you see this column, it doesn't feel small, or it doesn't feel claustrophobic. And sure enough, as you kind of walk, you see one wall that just looks a little bit out of place because it is just a solid, like, it's wood made to look like brick.
Okay.
And even though it's like shop wall, you do see a little alleyway, enough for maybe 1.5 people across, kicked off on a diagonal around the perimeter of this Canopy Market. and a tiny little sign with an old little arrow pointing in, reading the diagonal out.
Oh,
Because I want to.
that's cute. I like it.
And as you go to walk in, you hear a ding-ling, ding-ling, ding-ling as the bells ding, and you walk into this menagerie of colors. And you see a very young female bird folk that looks kind of like a magpie, like the blue tinged magpies. She is quite young, probably in her like young adult sort of years. She has, which is very interesting for a bird folk. She does have kind of like the equivalent of an eyebrow piercing on her right eye, and these like vivid light blue irises. She is dressed in this very ostentatious yellow robe with this like far too big but not, it kind of works with the look, bandolier, and just a bunch of like potion bottles, and you see a wand hanging from her hip. And she's just sort of like reading a book, flipping aimlessly, and just looks up. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
You Tabitha?
I am.
Yeah. Oh, hello to you too.
Hello. It's been quite some time since I've had people in my shop.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, we're people.
Yes, you are. How can I help you?
You know, I got something here I'm supposed to show you.
Do you now?
Yeah, I'm a friend of a friend. She sent me up here. He sent me up here.
Oh, okay. And what's your name?
Oh, my name's Apoc.
So nice to meet you, Apoc.
He just raises his eyebrows.
Eyebrows.
Can you just do us a favor?
Absolutely.
This potion here, I know it's worth a lot. It's kind of rare, hard to find.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And I just hold it out. It would really help me out if you could just praise this for 3,000 gold.
For 3,000 gold?
Yeah, I mean, we're friends, right?
Not quite, but let's see what this is worth.
Okay.
So you hold out a...
Very expensive potion of water breathing. Just with eyebrows.
All right, she will... Okay. So many tabs of it. She'll like reach out with these like big bell sleeves in this yellow cloak, and she'll just kind of look at it. Do you know what this potion is, Apoc?
I don't. I've been told it's really expensive though.
Oh, I hope you didn't pay for this.
What if I didn't?
That's all right.
Yeah.
This is a potion of underwater breathing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's 3,000 gold worth, though. I kind of make these every other week, every week. I mean, I personally sell them for about 200 gold here in my shop.
That's not bad.
I wouldn't appraise this as anything more than that because I didn't make this one.
Okay.
So the quality of it, I'm a master.
Can I get that in writing though? What you appraise it for?
200 gold?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, sure. She'll like write out a little appraisal, give it a sign, fold it up, kind of wrap your potion bottle in it.
Okay.
I take it you're trying to sell this.
Yeah, I've got a purchaser, somebody who's interested.
I trust that you're not going to mess with my note.
No. I mean, how could I? It's got your signature. Pretty intricate.
All right.
If I did want to buy something in here that was 3,000 gold, what would it be? Just curious.
For 3,000 gold in here?
Yeah. I mean, you've got the best stuff, right?
Yeah, but Andrea only prepared the cheaper things.
Okay.
Well, Apoc and crew. Sorry, hi. I'm Tabitha. So nice to meet you all. What I do have here for something a little more along those lines, and she'll actually kind of reach up over her head and take out a. It's a stuffed dragon, a little stuffed dragon with little buttons for eyes.
Fair.
Looks really cute. Got a little patch sort of along the side. This might look unappealing, but I created this little guy myself, so I know how wonderful he is. If you give this little guy care for a couple days in a row, he might be inclined to care for you back, and you may find that you have a little bit of a pseudo dragon as a pet.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is very cool.
Ooh.
Now this little guy, because it took me forever to enchant him properly, will run you about 5,000 gold.
5,000?
It's the most expensive thing I have in my shop.
Guys, 5,000.
But he is quite wonderful. I can
Did you name him?
definitely assure you of that.
Did you name the dragon?
Well, I named him while I was working. Doesn't mean that when he turns himself back into a pseudo dragon, you can't rename him.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's quite lovely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got what I was kind of interested in. Anybody else looking for potions? Health potions? Healing potions? Anything? You got healing potions here?
I do have healing potions. They do run about 50 gold each. And that's just for your days.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I interrupt here or anything like that, but it seems like you might be a little strapped for gold.
No, we're good.
What gives you that impression?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I may have had an opportunity to make a little bit of a deal if it's something that you wanted. But if you're fine on gold, then I guess I don't have to offer the opportunity I currently have in my shop.
Are we gonna make gold?
You could.
Oh, what if you sponsor us?
Oh, I'm not in the realm of sponsoring.
No, we could go around. We haven't even come up with a group name. We could be the For Real Friends sponsored by Diagonally. And every time people ask, we'd be promoting your shop. We could be the Diagonally Friends.
You are new to Alderheart, aren't you, Apoc?
What gave it away?
So we're in the Canopy Market. This is about as wonderful as it gets. I don't think I need the publicity, but I do need someone to help test my new potions.
Oh, so just drinking potions all day?
Yes, and reporting your findings on what it is they do. Now, I'll be fair with my rates because I know that, they're work in progress and all that fun stuff, but I can definitely guarantee that should you be interested in the position, I have a few potions that need testing and need some feedback so I can make them better. And you would be compensated fairly. Let's say, 50 gold a potion?
You're gonna pay us 50 gold to drink?
Well,
I'm down.
yes, to drink experimental potions.
I just imagine Apoc just about to say Basil, and then as soon as the first syllable comes out of his lips, Basil's just no.
So what do you say? Are you interested in making some gold?
It is easy money.
You just have to report on your findings, and you do have to say that if there are any adverse events and you have to go to, the medics here in Alderheart, that it was of your own free will that you chose to test this potion and that I did not coerce you into doing it. That's all I ask.
I mean, is it ethical to pay us money to drink stuff that may or may not harm us?
Well, it's not going to kill you
Okay,
outright.
well, that's good.
Outright.
To be fair, I've already tested it a little bit on myself, but I haven't actually drank a whole potion, so I don't know its full effects. But if any of them were super harmful, then I would be dead and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So clearly they're not harmful.
So we drink the potion, we write it down, then we bring back the empties?
You bring back the empties, and you bring back your notes, and then I will pay you.
Okay.
But we don't even know what's in it.
I'm fine with it.
Sure.
I mean, that's the risk that you need to take, Mr. Very Handsome Strig. Is your name, good sir?
You don't need to know.
Oh, a man of mystery. That's fine. So do we have a deal with the potion testing?
I don't like this.
I'll sign up for it.
Doesn't like this.
Cam, you looked interested too.
I won't drink it, but I could find out what's in at least one of those for you.
You could. I'm sorry, Eric. Can you say that again? I missed it.
I might not drink it, but I could definitely tell you what it'll do. That way you still save the potion. You can sell it.
You can tell me what it would do.
Yeah, here. Which one are you looking for?
Give me 10 minutes.
Well, give me one.
Yeah, sure. I'm interested to see how this is going to play out. Something that an enchanter like myself hasn't already figured out. Here, and from her bandolier, she's going to pull out a. Okay, hold on.
I'm going to, just so you know what I'm doing, I'm going to cast Identify on it.
Yeah. She's going to, I've got my list here. She's going to pull out a clear, like diamond clear potion. Although it looks to reflect and refract light in the way a diamond would. And you do see some like curves of dark metal shaped in it.
Ooh.
Here, I would like to see what you find out about this because I'm just curious.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll focus in with the pearl in hand and try to identify what the contents are.
All right. As you go ahead and cast Identify, you do get a strong like abjuration aura, I guess, from it. Like super kind of punch you in the face sort of abjuration. But as for what it actually does, you're having a hard time pinning it down. Like it's got something to do with shielding, but you don't know what exactly. And you get the sense that it's there, but it's imperfect at the same time. So whatever it really does is still kind of a question mark. It's a little bit abstract for you right now because it's
a volatile shielding abjuration potion. Done.
Yeah. See, I thought you were going to say that because that's how I create my potions. I appreciate the effort, though.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it for me.
Here, that's his. Give it to me. I'll tell you what it does. Apoc just grabs it. You want to know what this does?
You are signing up for this task?
Sure.
Wonderful. I knew you were the fun one.
All right. Chug, 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 chug.
All right. What you feel, Apoc, as you drink this potion and the flex the metallic flex kind of scratch against your tongue, you almost feel your armor start to like weave its way into your skin just a little bit, almost so that it's uncomfortably tight, like you just can't take it off even if you wanted to. And you notice, like, I'm assuming you're wearing like a leather armor or scale mail or something.
Scale mail. Yeah.
Scale mail, so it's a metallic armor.
Mm-hmm.
You notice kind of at the junction, whether it's on your forearm or something, the rest of you kind of see this as well. It looks like it's almost seared itself to Apoc's skin as he is just kind of like feeling the effects of this potion make his armor skin tight. Your AC goes up by 2.
Perfect.
For the next hour.
Okay.
But you cannot take your armor off or move it, and it is super uncomfortable for the next hour.
it's a little tight in here, guys. But like, hey, Dace, hit me. Hit me.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah. Unarmed? Yeah,
Unarmed.
obviously, yeah.
Unless you want to use your great axe.
Just the blunt end of it. 22.
I said hit the armor, not my face. Ow. Oh, it hurt. Hit the armor.
And it hits for 4.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Oh. Kill, if you hit the armor, I thought I could, like.
So as Dace hits you, I mean, little unexpected, but you almost feel Apoc, the collar part of your scale mail, almost extend up your neck just a little bit, but not quite make it to deflect the blow.
Okay. Well, like, I just like show them. Well, it's like a little bit more protection.
And you can see Tabitha like with it. You don't know where it came from, but she's got like a notebook and like pen, and just like scribbling down. Okay, so I got a little bit to sort out on the like effect side.
If you get it or cover the head, that might help.
The head?
Yeah. Maybe like a full body stone. Maybe like if you can make my skin into stone, that would have helped.
Well, I mean, there's like, you know what? That's a good idea. Yeah. And she'll just kind of start scribbling it down and scribbling it down and scribbling it down. All right. Yeah, I'll make that one. Here, give me the other.
Is it 50 gold?
Oh yeah, of course. And like from behind, already in a little like pouch, she'll just hand you.
Awesome.
Do you want to do it again?
Yeah. How many do you got?
2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
7. Okay. If I take all 7 of those, do you guys want me? Anybody else want to do this?
Take one for the team, bro.
No, hey, I mean, if it isn't me, that somebody's just got to drink them, right? And then be observed.
See, now that question worries me, Apoc,
Why?
because are you just going to give it to some random?
No.
Are you lying?
I'm 100% not lying.
Andrea,
I'm just,
Andrea to PC, are you lying?
no, I'm just wondering.
I do have ethical standards.
Okay.
If I'm going to be paying you, you
Okay.
better be the one to drink it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm going to count on all your friends to keep you in mind if this is the case.
That's fair. I'll do it.
All 7?
All 7.
Oh,
Take
you're
'em.
such a doll. Here you go.
Okay. 7 mystery potions.
Yeah, 7 mystery potions on a bandolier.
Does not think that this is a good idea, and she vocalizes that she does not think this is a good idea, but she also recognizes Apoc's autonomy as a grown Apoc. Well, not doing it.
You know what, my dear? No worries. Don't worry. Like I said, if they were harmful in any way where it would like insta kill you, I'd already be dead. We wouldn't
That's
be
fair.
having this conversation. I mean, I am a woman of standard. I studied at the Avium, so I know what I'm doing. Mostly, because nobody can know 100% what they're doing, right? Am I right? Of course I'm right.
Okay. Now I trust you.
Absolutely, I'm very
But
trustworthy.
what if I'm like, I can't just do all 7 in a day or a week, but
I don't recommend it.
yeah, I figured. If we leave the city, like if I just send you I just pull up my stationery. I send you a letter with the effects. Would that work?
I think so. You have to send, you have to send me the potion bottle back and everything.
Yeah.
I do want my bandolier back.
Yeah, I'll do that when it's done.
Yeah, but yeah, send it to me and then I can send you the gold.
Okay, but how will you? I know where you are. How will you know where I am?
That's a very good point.
What if? And I hold out my pinky. What if we did the cash up front and then like I just send you the report as we go? I can give you like a. Can somebody notarize a contract? No. Would you accept a contract? We just work this out.
Persuasion check.
Okay. Oof, that's a 5. Actually, a 4.
How about this?
Yeah.
I will give you a third of the gold up front for the next 7 potions. And then upon receipt of it, you send me the address of where you're going to be.
Okay.
And I'll find a way to get it to you. I have a lot of magical friends. You know, we could use like an animal messenger or something like that. We'll be able to get it to you, no problem.
So it's 116. Can we just do 115 up front and then the rest? A third, 350 isn't easy.
Yeah, 150 sounds fair.
Okay, 150, and then I'll get the last 200 when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
May I make an amendment to this oral contract?
Depends what the amendment is.
Well, any medical bills that we incur due to the taking of any of these potions will be covered by you with no questions asked.
See, that was kind of something I said right at the start, where if you do end up in the medic's ward, you took these potions of your own free will.
Can I make an amendment?
I'm not liable.
Can I make an amendment to her amendment?
It depends what it is.
You said they won't kill me, right?
No, they won't, because I'd already be dead.
Okay, but if I do die as a result of any of these potions, either directly or indirectly, would you, I don't know, like I would look at the group, would you at least cover the bills? Like a crystal or something that we might need to, like, I heard, I mean, we know people can come back if they die. I don't want to die, but like just in case.
Right.
Almost 200 pounds of salt.
Yeah, 200 pounds of salt and a diamond. It's kind of, if I die because of one of these potions, you got to give my friends 200 pounds of salt so they can bring me back.
I mean, yeah. If that's the case, then obviously I would cover it because I like you and I kind of don't want you to die, but that's not going to happen because you won't, because I've already tested this, and if they were dangerous, I would be dead.
That's fair.
So, sure, why not?
Perfect.
I like this deal.
Yeah, you want me to sign?
Plus, it means you get to come back and visit me, so that's always fun.
I like this Tabaka.
You do or you don't?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Awesome. So when I finish these, are you gonna have another 7 ready?
Well, I'm gonna work on the one that you gave me. Oh, the other thing that I was hoping is that when you take them, after you understand what they do, if you have a cool name for them.
Okay.
I have to sell them somehow, right?
Cool.
Royalties.
If I'll drink them. We should bet. Sorry, I just had an idea in my head. What if I like strapped? You see this bow on my back?
Strap the.
If I like found a way to launch these and they did cool stuff, that would be neat. But that kind of no, that doesn't work. We can't do that. Have you ever thought about weaponizing potions?
Well, I have now.
Could you work on that for me?
Come back next time.
All
and
right,
see what I have.
perfect.
Yeah,
Like if you can make a potion explode on impact, that would be cool.
that would be really cool. I feel like there's some black powder somewhere that I can get or something like that. That's a great idea. You see, you're scribbling in the notebook.
All right, that was not what I was expecting.
As we leave the shop, I'm like, hey guys, speaking of coming back from the dead, I don't think I formally said thank you, and at least not the way I know how best to say thank you. And I wanted to kind of just like, I grabbed my bag of stuff and like, I wanted to say thank you in a physical way. And I reach into the bag. Dace, I got you this. And I hand him a 50-foot length of rope. There you go. So thanks for helping me out. You want to show me what you do with those muscles with that rope? See if you can tear it apart.
Okay, yeah, I'll try. I'll roll a strength.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a strength check.
That is 15.
Yeah, it's rope. You can tear it apart.
Yeah, totally right.
As you do, just if you hold on to it and you just kind of tug, it'll pull itself back together. So you've got a rope that'll never, can always be put back together without issue. So, thank you.
So I'm just.
Yeah, and it like re-sews itself together as you've got a rope of mending.
It's like the Avatar hair braids.
Yeah. And then I reach back into my bag and pull out Basil. I got you this, and like this big black cloak with like a shimmering blue throughout it, like a dark navy blue. It's like this one's for you. And, you can just wear it. It's pretty snazzy. I think it suits your tone. So enjoy. And as you do, it billows and does like cool waves as it kind of like dramatically swings around as you put it on.
Ooh, okay.
And it's like, yeah, if you do anything and like you want to like look cool, it'll kind of respond to your actions and make it look even cooler. It's a cape of billowing.
You see, as soon as he puts it on, he just kind of stands like.
Yeah.
And it does the.
And we're just like, is there wind? Where's that coming from?
And then I pull in. I get this pull out this little tankard, like a little almost like a metallic coffee pot thermos kind of thing. And Apoc, I think you might appreciate this. And I hand. I know you like coffee, so here's a thermos for you.
Is it? I just open it up. Is there anything in it?
There's, as you smell warm coffee in it. It's a bottle. It's a bottle of Boundless coffee, and it never runs out. So there you go.
It's like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It just starts drinking.
Yeah. Georgina's face.
And don't worry, Rosemary, I got you something because I really want to thank you. And I pull out a nice big like walking staff, and I hand it to you. And I know you're a little slower, but maybe this will help and make those long trips, if we're going to be adventuring out here, a little easier. And I don't know, I think you'd appreciate it. And so I hand you the staff.
Oh, thank you very much. I always love the walking stick.
As you hold it, you get like a faint smell coming off of it of like cherry wood. And as you kind of like look into a focus, you could see that like this very plain wooden stick, like a dark red wood, starts to bud with little flowers across it. And it's a staff of flowers. So with it, you can make anything bloom, just like you make us bloom in your presence.
Oh my goodness! I give his cheeks a little squeeze.
So, I wanted to say thank you for saving me.
I don't mean to change the mood, but do I want to ask how you got these things?
No, you don't.
All right. I don't ask.
Character growth.
So, anyways, thanks, guys.
Well, thank you. Those are such lovely gifts. Very thoughtful, however they were.
I just hug Cam.
No.
Group hug.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we kind of chant high fives.
I was gonna say, does that mean you guys have a group name now?
Do we have a group name?
That's why I bought the thesaurus.
I love it. Yeah.
Because your names, I come back and you've got For Real Friends and Flip Flip. It's like
No, the flip flips is the circus.
but this is
Which we need to go find, by the way.
Yeah.
So we can work on that.
In progress.
Love it.
But on that happy group hug note, we will end there for tonight.
Wow.
Cool.
That was awesome, guys.
That was awesome.